The age-old question, are snails beneficial to aquariums? The answer is yes. Yes, they are. Well, they're not harmful. They don't benefit that much, but they don't do any bad. Here are the benefits. So, they'll eat uneaten food. So, any uneaten food that you're worried about picking up and leaving in the aquarium, they'll eat that stuff because they're snails. They're the bottom feeder crew. Oh, one's parasnailing. They'll also do that, which is really cute. It's called parasnailing. Ram's horn snails and mystery snails do that. And some bladder snails will kind of hitch a ride on stuff. But, yeah, so they're not harmful to your tank at all. They will not cause it to be ammonia-ridden. Now, I'll get to that in a second. What do they eat? They eat any food at the bottom. They'll eat vegetables, every single type of food. So any food that you put in, they're going to eat. They're going to make sure nothing at all goes to waste. Nothing spoils in your tank. No veggies that are rotting the aquarium that are uneaten. They will make sure it's eaten. Another perk, they will eat decaying plant matter. This is a huge sign that something's wrong with your plants. Let's look at this one, for example. This is a plant that uprooted. Actually, two plants that uprooted. I need to get those back in. Now, as you will notice, well, actually, there's only a few on here right now eating at the plants. That's another good thing, is that they won't just eat your plant unless there's seriously something wrong with it. This one's eating a decaying leaf here, as you can see. And it's just a little baby. There's just a few. And they'll only eat plants that have something wrong with it. They won't eat any plants unless there's something absolutely wrong with it. Unless part of it is dying. They will only eat dying plant matter. As you can see, there's snails hitching a ride on these plants, but they aren't eating it. I've had these plants in here for a while, and they don't eat it. There's literally nothing wrong. Now, will they overload your tank? Well, kind of. Kind of. But I wouldn't call it overloading. Yes, they will breed a lot. This is only if you target feed them. This is only if you specifically feed them stuff. As you can see, this is my Project Snevin tank. And my little mystery snail is laying here. She's having a nap. Mystery snails do that. In fact, my little plop here. Oh, I need to clean this side of the glass. Little plop here is traveling about. You can kind of see him traveling? Yeah. So they kind of have a nap. He just woke up from a nap yesterday over here. It's a pretty long nap. But yeah, they take some sleepy times. They're like one of the few aquatic species who literally just nap. Betta fish also technically nap. Sometimes. They'll lay on leaves at the top, mainly the males. Anyways, I'm getting into something else. Snails. They will not overload your tank unless you target feed them or you overfeed your tank. If you're overfeeding your tank, then they will overbreed, and they are a sign that you are overfeeding. Now, I don't overfeed. I just feed these guys because I like these guys. This is my Project Snevin tank, in which I put as many pest snails from all tanks inside of here. Now, you may be wondering, there are hundreds of pest snails in this 10-gallon. Surely they must be overloading the parameters. I want you to guess. I want you to guess right now what the parameters in this tank are. Ammonia, nitrate, and nitrate. Just take a guess. Take a guess right now. I'm going to tell you. Ammonia, 0. Nitrate, 0. Nitrate, 0. And I feed these guys a lot of food and only do water changes once a week. Sometimes less than that. Sometimes I skip a week to let the plants flourish. Yeah, that's right. This tank, this small tank, with hundreds of pest snails, they don't overload the tank at all. This tank is as healthy as it would be without them. That is your answer to our pest snail is harmful. They are not. They are cute. They breed a lot. and they do wonders for your tank. So please, don't kill these guys. Just let them stay, or donate them. Don't kill them just because you don't want them. They're precious. They're adorable. They're the cutest things ever. And look, you can also feed them to pea puffers, or any puffers you have. And I hate saying that because I love snails. That's another benefit, is that you get free food for your snail-eating fish, or fish with teeth and all of that. Puffers. So, pest snails are incredibly helpful in lots of scenarios. And they just make good pets, too. They're fun to watch, they're beautiful, and it's super duper fun to make time lapses of them. They're just too cute. They're adorable. Now, look at this beautiful thing. It's the size of my fingernail. Practically. A little more than that. This is usually how big they'll get. So please, just do some more research. Oh, that's a piece of poop. What is that? That's a piece of poop falling. Anyways, just do more research on these snails, because they're beautiful things. They deserve to be happy. They're just wonderful. And they come in many different colors. They come in many varieties. These are Malaysian trumpet snails, the most helpful snail. These are ram's horn snails, the snails that eat cyanobacteria and lots of other algae. And we also have bladder snails, which are pretty rare in here. I found some sometimes. Let me try and move the light to different areas. The light is kind of dark because there's a bunch of duckweed at the top. But there's bladder snails in here too. And pond snails are adorable. Anyways, this tank kind of looks a bit crap, you know, because I just moved everything from the 7-gallon in here. So, pest snails don't make your tank look like shit as well. Right now, these are my choices that are making it look like shit right now. It's because it has a bunch of plants from the 7-gallon. It has driftwoods from the 7-gallon. It has decor from the 7-gallon just shoved in because I need to hold it in here for a bit because there's a bunch of snails on them that I had to bring in here. You can't just leave it to dry out because there's snails all over them. And you'd be sentencing them to a fate worse than death by drying out. A slow and painful death for snails. So yeah, they're beautiful. They come in many colors. They come in many arrangements and pigment colors of their skin. They come in pink. They come in black. They'll come in yellow. They'll come in blonde. They're just beautiful. They're all amazing. They're beautiful creatures. There's like 20 different versions of ram's horns. Anyways, as in the name of my channel right now implies, this is a ranting snail aquatic video, which is very, very, very conveniently named. Yep. Alright. Goodbye.